afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4. We have a new look today.
Yes, we're in a different studio tonight because we're hosting the gubernatorial debate in our News 3 studios tonight at 7 o'clock.
Yep, and that's topping our headlines today. It is a big political night as incumbent Tony Evers faces off against Tim Michels in the first and only gubernatorial debate leading up to next month's election.
We'll have more than 3 months after Roe versus Wade fell and left Wisconsin with a near total abortion ban. Complexities for doctors are only increasing. Our Naomi Coles will tell us more.
And the Darrell Brooks trial continued on the 7th day of testimony. We'll hear from officers who responded to the attack that night. Let's take a look outside. It's a brave child out there, kind of blustery today, but I guess it's not raining, so get outside and enjoy.
Find your hats and winter coats.
Yeah. Good football weather. Greg is in the backyard.
Yeah.
Not blown away yet?
Not yet. I'm enjoying the good cool weather. It is kind of cloudy, cool right now. We do have a few showers that come through. A system is digging south. It's actually developing as it pushes further south. So we're getting some cloud cover, a few showers here and there, but we're pretty dry at the surface. So a lot of this that you see on radar isn't reaching the ground unless you get further south. But as we zoom in, we can kind of see some of the showers here and there, but overall temperatures holding above freezing, so most of the precipitation down here has been in the form of rain. Further down, different stories you go further north. Future kind of shows that line developing a little better as it gets towards Janesville and east this evening, so those areas might see more general light rain or a shower. Areas to the west probably won't see spotty here and there. Temperatures right now, like I said, 48 in Madison, cooler a bunch up north where we did have some snow. They're in the mid to upper 30s. We zoom in, we're still in the mid to upper 40s, but that's about high as we went today. We'll start falling here this evening, getting back into the 30s by the time you get done with the football. The winds occasionally breezy right now, but they should die down, and then clearing skies overnight allow the temperatures to drop off. We do have a freeze warning continuing now for areas Dane County east. We should get into the upper 20s, near 30s by morning. I'll fill you in that how the weekend looks and especially how cold we're going to be come Monday.
All right, we'll check back with you, Greg. Thank you. In just a few hours, we'll hear from the two candidates running for governor as they meet in our studios to debate.
And this will be the only time the two candidates will debate before the November election.
Political reporter Will Keneally joins us from the debate set with a preview of what to expect. Will?
Well, Mark, this is expected to be an incredibly close race. The polls continue to show a tie between Governor Tony Evers and his challenger, Tim Michels. When they meet tonight, they are fighting over those remaining undecided voters who are likely to sway the race itself. So what are we expecting to hear tonight? We heard earlier from the Evers campaign holding a joint media availability with former Dane County Sheriff Dave Mahoney and the Lieutenant Governor candidate, Sarah Rodriguez. They touched on things like education, touting Evers' record as the former head of the State Department of Public Instruction. Also on crime, something called shared revenue. That's aid that the state gives to local municipalities that can be put towards things like police funding. And then also abortion, which has been a key issue for Democrats this cycle. So over on the Michels side, we're likely to hear him present himself as a referendum on Evers and the Democrats. Concerns over the economy are likely to come up for Michels, looking at Biden and inflation. He's also likely to criticize Evers for crime, his position on parole and pardons, and his response to the Kenosha riots in 2020. What we will expect to hear from both campaigns, though, is the word radical. Evers will likely try and paint Michels as radical for his stance on abortion. Michels will likely call Evers radical on social issues like race in schools and on crime.
Will, thank you. And a reminder, you can watch the debate between Governor Evers and Tim Michels tonight beginning at 7 p.m. or our live stream at channel3000.com. And coming up a little later on Live at 4, Mark and I will talk with the moderator of tonight's debate, Jill Geisler. Well, more than 3 months after Roe v. Wade fell and left Wisconsin with a near total abortion ban, complexities for doctors are only increasing.
The president of one of the state's largest medical associations sat down with Naomi Coles to explain. Naomi?
Mark, Dr. Wendy Malaska heads up the Wisconsin Medical Society, and she is urging doctors to get political on both sides of the aisle to explain to politicians the medical challenges that they're dealing with. In terms of life-saving care for pregnant people in Wisconsin, the line is grayer than ever. Doctors could be prosecuted if they decide a mother needs a life-saving abortion that prosecutors believe may not have been needed. Situations like that are increasing, including, for instance, pregnant women diagnosed with cancer.
There's been concern, well, can I treat them with the chemotherapy that they need to help with their cancer, knowing that that might cause a miscarriage or an abortion? And so, you know, we want to save the life of the mother, but is it the life of the mother or the health of the mother?
That's just one of a host of complications that Dr. Malaska is sitting down with me to talk about this Sunday for a lengthy discussion on For the Record. That's 10:30 with more details.
Any other medical gray areas that doctors are facing tough decisions about?
Yeah, Dr. Malaska mentioned a couple. So one of them is very young girls, right? So pregnancy in general is a very dangerous condition for young girls, right? So it goes back to that thing that Dr. Malaska just said. Is it the life of the girl or is it the health of the girl? And then the other issue she mentioned, abortion pills. Now, abortion pills are actually used as a treatment for some types of conditions for women. And now we have this situation where, do you treat this condition with this pill or do you not? And I'm talking about conditions that have nothing to do with pregnancy. So that's one of the couple of the gray areas that we expect to talk about.
What kind of abortion access does the Medical Society of Wisconsin, Wisconsin Medical Society, what kind of access do they want for our state?
I asked her the question, like, what laws will you advocate for? And her answer is a bit vague because she's not going to limit herself to say, okay, it's 16 weeks or it's 20 weeks or whatnot. She says they want to be able to make those decisions as part of the patient-doctor relationship. They want the freedom to make decisions about a woman's care. And what that looks like in terms of actual legislation, that's something that's, it's something that's, I got the impression was negotiable.
All right. We'll see more at 10:30 on Sunday. Naomi, thank you.
Thank you, Naomi.
Darrell Brooks was almost tossed from proceedings today after he didn't agree with the judge presiding. After a short break, Brooks settled down and the trial resumed as normal. More witnesses took the stand with several police officers from Franklin, Wauwatosa, and Waukesha. This included Bryce Skolton, a Waukesha police officer who was working the parade route that night.
Well, my intention was to shoot you in the upper portion of the body. However, my intention was not to kill you. My intention was to stop the threat that you were posing to everyone in the downtown area at the Christmas parade.
Another officer testified that when he ran the plates on the vehicle used in the attack, it came up with Darrell Brooks' mother. Darrell was arrested blocks away shortly after that. Babies born to black mothers in Wisconsin are 3 times more likely than white babies to die before their first birthday, an inequity that's existed for decades.
The state is sending $16 million to try and fix that, money that is going towards studies to figure out why that is.
Our Catherine Merck took a look at some of the findings and what this money will mean for new research. Catherine?
Yeah, Mark and Susan, according to the Wisconsin Maternal Mortality Review, black women dying from pregnancy in Wisconsin is about 5 times the rate for white women. These disparities also exist for Indigenous and Latino communities. On top of this, a 2020 report that you're seeing on your screen right now found that Wisconsin had the worst black infant mortality rate in the U.S. among 36 states and the District of Columbia. Dr. Zapata with the Department of Health Services shared where this $16 million in state funds is going to go.
We are hoping that the funding not only addresses individual level supports, but also helps with systemic issues that impact this issue. We also hope that it gives infrastructure and capacity to community-based organizations who we know are already doing great work and are on the front lines.
But why is this happening, and where are these disparities coming from? I asked the DHS about this, the state, the UW School of Medicine, and SSM Health, all of whom said there's multiple reasons. I'll explain some of those factors tonight at 5.
All right, we'll see you then, Catherine. Thank you. Janesville police are investigating after 3 people robbed an Amazon delivery van at gunpoint last night. Authorities said the robbery happened shortly after 9 p.m. in the 1700 block of Green Forest Run Street on Janesville's northeast side. According to an incident report, 3 males approached the van with a handgun and demanded money from the driver. Police say the driver didn't have any money, so the suspects took an undisclosed number of packages from the van before running off. The driver was not injured during the robbery.
The west side location of the Willy Street Co-op has a new mural to show off to the public. Back in June, shoppers at Willy West were given the opportunity to vote on their preferred mural to paint on the side of the store. The winner was the local and native species theme. The mural was designed by Dane Arts Mural Arts, a nonprofit whose goal is beautifying neighborhoods throughout Dane County.
I wanted to tell the story of what does it mean to belong to a place and to belong to a system that we are mutually tending to one another, and that we're part of the landscape. It's not nature and then humans.
If you'd like to check out the mural, stop by the Willy Street Co-op West on University Avenue in Middleton.
Well, flags in North Carolina are flying at half staff following Thursday's deadly mass shooting.
Police say a 15-year-old is responsible for killing 5 people in Raleigh, including his own 16-year-old brother and an off-duty police officer.
Elise Preston reports from Raleigh.
Because we don't have answers as to why this tragedy occurred.
As police in Raleigh work to establish a motive for Thursday's deadly shooting spree, North Carolina's capital city continues to grieve.
There are several families in our community waking up this morning without their loved ones.
Authorities say the alleged 15-year-old gunman terrorized a residential neighborhood over a 2-mile crime scene Thursday evening before he was taken into custody.
No child, no grandparent, no one should feel this fear in their communities.
Among the dead, 49-year-old Susan Karnitz, whose heartbroken family remembered her in a Facebook post as a wife, mother to 3 boys, and so much more. Officials say a 16-year-old, 2 other women, and Raleigh police officer Gabriel Torres were also killed. Torres was on his way to work at the time.
Just this week, at least 7 officers have been wounded and 5 killed in the U.S. Leaders here in Raleigh say they are determined to end gun violence.
I know that brings us all sadness and anger. We have to do something.
The shooting set off a massive police response and an hours-long manhunt.
It was a long standoff, long situation, but the resolution of it has been successful, and I'm very thankful for that.
The suspect is hospitalized. Police have not said whether he injured himself or was injured by responding officers. Elise Preston, CBS News, Raleigh, North Carolina.
52-year-old Nicole Connors and 35-year-old Mary Marshall were also killed in the shootings. 59-year-old Marcelle Lynn Gardner was wounded and remains hospitalized in critical condition.
33-year-old canine officer Casey Clark, who was also hurt, was treated for his injuries and released.
Well, up next, it's the Wisconsin Badgers up against the Michigan State Spartans on Saturday.
And then the New York Jets come to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers Sunday afternoon. Sports director Zach Hanley will preview both games when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. You also earn fuel points on every purchase to save big at the pump. Pick and Save Fresh Perks. All you do is win big, big savings. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Don't like paying taxes? Neither does Mandela Barnes. Barnes didn't pay thousands in property taxes he owed. Barnes failed to pay his taxes, but he wants you to pay more. He supported raising Wisconsin's gas tax nearly 30%, even though we already pay some of the highest gas taxes in the country. And he supported a $1 billion tax increase on Wisconsin families and an income tax as high as 70%. Mandela Barnes, another tax-raising, hypocritical politician. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
You didn't live this strong, this long, to get put on the shelf like a porcelain doll. But 1 out of 2 women over 50 will suffer a fracture from osteoporosis. You should know you can build new bone with Evenity for postmenopausal women with osteoporosis at high risk for fracture. Ask your doctor if you can do more than just slowing down bone loss with Evenity. Want stronger bones? Then build new bone. Evenity can help in just 12 months. Evenity is proven to reduce spine fracture risk by 73%.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a cardiovascular problem. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions and low blood calcium have occurred. Tell your doctor about jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity, or about pain in your hip, groin, or thigh, as unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred.
Don't let a break put you on a shelf. Talk to your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
Habitat Restore is full of great finds at great prices for a great cause.
With a unique inventory of high-quality, low-cost goods, you can save money and feel good about your purchase. Shop Restore Dane County today.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in our stores. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back, everyone. Some troubling news about an already scary diagnosis.
More and more young people are getting cancer. When someone under 50 gets cancer, it's called early onset, and they're becoming more common. Researchers at Harvard looked at cancer registry records from 44 countries. They found that early onset cancers are rising rapidly for colorectal and 13 other types of cancers, many of which affect the digestive system. They say this spike is because of a number of risk factors like obesity, inactivity, diabetes, alcohol, smoking, environmental pollution, and diets that are high in red meat and added sugars.
Doctors are concerned about this year's flu season. Flu cases are already rising across the U.S., even earlier than usual. One California high school saw about 1,000 absences this week out of 2,600 students. Flu nearly disappeared last year in the U.S. as a result of social distancing and masking during the pandemic, and that means most people haven't been exposed to the virus in 2 years, which is leading to lower immunity.
Stocks plummet, closing out a volatile week on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials lost 403 points, closing at 29,634. The NASDAQ dropped 327 points, or over 3%. The S&P 500 gave up 86. Well, the Badgers hope to continue their winning streak this weekend against Michigan State.
And the Packers are back home from London to face off against the New York Jets at Lambeau Field.
Sports Director Zach Hanley joins us now to talk about the games. Let's start with the Badgers. How are the prospects for the new coach?
Well, you know, a remarkable job Jim Leonard did, you know, after such an emotional week, right? Like, who would have thought they would have went to Northwestern, a place where they struggle historically. You know, the last 7 games there, they're 1-6, and then they win, you know, in a commanding way, right? Michigan State, not a very good football team. I mean, they won their first 2 games, and then they lost 4 straight. You think about, you know, their offense and defense, statistically, bottom 4 in the Big Ten. Normally, they're good at running the ball, not good at running the ball. They're not very good at passing the ball. They're not very good on defense, so.
But the Badgers never take anything for granted.
No.
Teams that are struggling.
But I think, okay, so you saw Mertz and Chimdike had career days against Northwestern. Probably should have career days against Michigan State, because Michigan State is just not that good. They're 7-point favorites.
The Badgers.
The Badgers are. It's homecoming there for Michigan State, so that might play a little factor, but I think the Badgers should win by double digits.
All right, let's head up to Lambeau. The Packers had one good half last week.
They played well for one good half, and then the wheels just came off. You know, they could have won it 4th and 2, 3rd and 2, and the pass gets batted down. Rodgers' thumb is injured, but he practiced, so he's going to play. Rashawn Gary, he hurt his toe. He's questionable, but he practiced today, so I think he'll play. But Christian Watson, the rookie wide receiver, he's out. But one thing to know, the Jets head coach was LaFleur's best man in his wedding, and the Jets offensive coordinator is LaFleur's younger brother. So a lot of things going on in Matt LaFleur's mind right now. But, you know, this isn't the same old Jets team. They're 3-2. They got a pretty good defense. They got a good young quarterback in Zach Wilson and a really good running back in Breece Hall from Iowa State. They're on a 2-game win streak, so you can't take these Jets lightly. The Packers are 7.5-point favorites, but if we know one thing about Matt LaFleur and the Packers, they don't lose back-to-back games. So I think they'll bounce back. They need to bounce back after the way that they lost.
And Lambeau helps.
Lambeau does help. It's a good place to be.
It's not the Jets old. I mean, there's
no, and it's a noon game, so you factor in, okay, they just went to London, they flew back. There's, you know, their bodies are still probably getting used to, you know, being back. And, yeah, so that's something to think about, but I think they'll be okay.
Let's hope so. Can't lose 2 in a row.
No, you can't.
All right, Zach. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach.
Have fun football weekend.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend.
Yeah, there's more to come at 4. It seems like there's a competition for everything. Maybe because there is.
We'll head to the best hotel receptionist competition coming up after Greg's weekend forecast.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Gruber Law Offices has been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. One call, that's all.
What's the matter, hon?
There's nothing to do.
You should check out Ho Chunk Game in Madison. Home with a 95% average payout.
And with so many slot machines, there's a game for every kind of player.
They're right, honey. And with new promotions and reward club perks all the time, there are more ways to win than ever before.
Find your fun and visit Ho Chunk Gaming Madison today.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Now, what is happening?
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. Boom.
There's no need to be afraid of old windows. Call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco windows, plus no money down and no interest until 2024.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote. But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
McGann Furniture and Flooring has a question for you. Do you have a hard time sleeping comfortably through the night? Is your mattress 10 years old or even older? Chances are you're due for a new one. Mattress technology has changed a lot in the last 10 years. Our experienced staff will help you find the right style, construction, and firmness that will give you years of sleeping comfort. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. With delivery and disposal of your old set, we make it easy to have the bed of your dreams at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4Imprint. Yes, I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member. Oh yes, certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4Imprint, for certain.
If you've been injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. There are specific rules and regulations that apply, and we know what it takes to win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Take a look at this. Under the cover of darkness, a fox is seen hiding in the flower beds outside number 10 Downing Street. The street's chief mouser, Larry the cat, had a busy night chasing the intruder from the Prime Minister's grounds. The fox then runs into the street and sits down briefly as they face off for a moment, but it soon regains its confidence and walks back to the flower beds as Larry watches. Larry, a rescue, has been at the Downing Street Cat since 2011.
They mean business. Fox, mice, get out of the way. Hey, take a look at this.
Oh, part two.
The first snow of the season fell in Minneapolis this morning. Minnesotans woke up to snow falling and sticking until late morning today. The snow showers started mixing with rain for the later part of the day.
You know, it's all so thrilling at first.
The first snow is thrilling.
Everyone loves it.
And
by the time you get to January, everyone hates
January,
it. Well,
March.
Well, everyone starts hating it real early.
But
especially after Christmas. Everyone wants that white Christmas.
Right. It's not uncommon to have snow in October.
Very common, actually. We get snow up there pretty much. I think the earliest is even in September. Here is actually in September, too. So it's
And we've
common.
had our first official snow,
yes,
right?
anything frozen counts as snow on the record.
Tornadoes one day, snow the next.
Yeah, some weak tornadoes. I think they all measured those about EF zeros, so about 65, 75 miles per hour. So they were brief, maybe 15, 20 seconds.
It wasn't warm enough.
No, and actually none of the storms actually had lightning hardly either. So they're just low top thunders and showers, really.
Showers with a little twist.
A little twist to it, but you know, it's October, so you know we'll warm back up. It's going to be coming back. So, but in the meantime, for the next week, it's going to be pretty chilly, and even Monday we'll struggle to get 40. I'll have more after the break.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
I'm Sheriff Jim Johnson.
I'm Sheriff Eric Severson.
We've got the real story on Mandela Barnes.
Barnes wants to defund our police, but he spent over $600,000 of your money on police protection for himself.
Barnes wants to eliminate bail for violent felons, and his administration has already released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists.
Take it from us.
Mandela Barnes policies are a threat to your family.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Volunteering offers more than benefits for those served. Volunteers reap health benefits from the time they give. RSVP of Dane County's Driver Services Program needs volunteers to provide rides to medical appointments and deliver meals to older adults in Dane County. Ideal candidates are of legal driving age, love to drive, and meet new people. Schedules are very flexible, and volunteer drivers will use their own vehicles and are reimbursed for mileage. To make a difference, please contact RSVP of Dane County today.
Make this year the Halloween of your screams. Get scary savings with 11% off all Halloween. Now at Menards.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, you can see like I'm still outside enjoying this nice cool conditions that we've had right now going on for like the last few days. This huge system, this low that's really just wrapping wave after wave around is really the cause for our cool conditions to continue. And we have one coming through right now. You can kind of see that over the central part of the Midwest right now. And then there's a couple ones upstream that are going to be coming that are going to be more focused for tomorrow, late tomorrow into Sunday. So overall, you see the showers that we're going to see this evening. That passes through this afternoon, this evening, and then we clear up tonight. Overall, clear skies allow the temperatures to drop back down near freezing. Our next thing that we watch is tomorrow. Tomorrow actually looks not too bad. Our winds turned around from the southwest. We should get a little bit warmer, mid-50s, more common. But then we'll have a front come through Saturday night. You can see the winds start to turn Saturday night, and that's when we start getting colder for Sunday. And that actually gets a few showers that come through. The lake effect really kicks in up into the UP, and then we'll start seeing more showers down here probably towards Sunday afternoon or evening, and then the winds really start picking up, and especially Monday is when we're going to see strong winds. For tonight, really it's Janesville, Madison East sees the best shot for actually light rain or precipitation. We're still fairly dry at the surface, but behind this evening we'll see a few showers. We'll start to clear out towards midnight. Temperatures will get into the 30s, so if you're at football, it will be back in the 30s by the time you end the game. Then overnight we'll drop back down into the low 30s to upper 20s. With some cloud cover starting to pick up towards the morning. And then tomorrow you'll see the winds start turning from the west, and that'll allow temperatures to warm up. Not as much clouds. We won't see a shower tomorrow, so overall not a bad day. Temperatures get up to the mid-50s, still below average, but overall not bad. Then the front starts coming through really towards Saturday night. You can start to see us cool down, and then the winds turn Saturday night into Sunday morning, which will then set up for a very cool and breezy Sunday. So tonight we're still looking at temperatures getting close to the freezing, upper 20s to low 30s overall. A few showers this evening, but they should be ending. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer. We're looking at mid-50s. We got up to about 50 today in Madison. We'll see mid-50s, maybe an upper 50 far western areas tomorrow. Lighter winds out of the southwest and overall better sunshine. So still a good time to get out and see the leaves that will still be peaking right now. Overall, as you see, we're going to drop the temperatures back to 48 and struggle to go warmer. Breezy conditions. And then Monday is when we're really going to start seeing the temperatures drop in windy conditions, 15 to 25 miles per hour, with probably gusts above 30 at times right out of the north. So Monday will be very cold, probably the coldest day we've had so far this year, where we'll struggle to get to 40 with snow showers or rain showers going on, and especially if you go further up to the north, where the lake effect could kick in too. And then Tuesday, we'll start modifying the temperatures, but we'll struggle to get to where we want to be into the low to mid 50s by the end of the week. And then by the end, we should start climbing back up to 60 degrees, which is average for this time of year, with maybe another system coming. So we do have a long stretch of cool, dry conditions to speak of. Once again, we do have that frost freeze out for some areas. If you haven't had anything to protect, please bring it back in. We should see frost or freeze. And for most areas, the growing season has ended, but there are some areas that haven't quite seen that hard freeze. But if you don't get it tonight, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, especially Wednesday morning, we could get down to the mid, even low 20s in certain areas. So it's definitely a very cold pattern.
I hear the wind out there.
It's blowing with like I said, we got a few showers, but it's fairly dry. Relative humidity is only like 50%, so most of this is not reaching the ground. But it is cool, and it'll be breezy this evening, but this is the pattern we're in. But like I said, our pattern will change eventually. We will warm back up.
Yeah, next weekend is homecoming weekend for the UW.
The weather looks great.
Yeah,
perfect timing. All right, thank you, Greg.
Well, in a world where robots are taking over many jobs, including welcoming you to hotels, a competition in Switzerland wants to make sure the industry keeps its human touch.
CBS's Ian Lee has the story.
If first impressions are everything, then clearly a hotel receptionist sets the bar for your stay. The cream of the crop are going bell to bell at a competition to crown the best.
I felt very nervous in the morning.
Good morning, the Hazel Hotel. David speaking.
Eager receptionists from around the world descend on the set of a fake hotel in Switzerland for the 4-day contest.
Need any assistance with your luggage, sir? Or with your car?
Tim Oberly is a local boy, putting his people skills to the test.
It is very important to be flexible, to be creative, to have the ability to improvise.
Book a table for three.
Actors throw everything at competitors, from securing tables at top restaurants or a wake-up call to a difficult or even an injured guest.
So the taxi already wait outside in the gateway. Please have this way to here.
All the while, a team of judges and spectators scrutinize their every move. But organizers say a successful check-in can unlock the world.
So I was a competitor back in the 1980s, and it very much opens doors and opportunities for these young people.
If all the information are correct.
Tim came in second, but for him, it's all about loving what you do.
It's way more than just this medal. It's about being an ambassador for my profession.
And everyone's a winner, just as long as they make sure guests enjoy their stay.
Anything else I can assist you with?
Ian Lee, CBS News.
Please do not hesitate to...
Well, he's a polite young man.
Very much so. And in Switzerland, the thing that's so impressive is they all speak multiple languages.
And his English is wonderful.
Wonderful, yeah. Very interesting.
The World Skills Organization also holds competitions across the globe to find the best talent in a wide range of occupations, including hairdressing, woodworking, and plumbing. Maybe news anchors.
And anchoring.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
We wouldn't. I wouldn't win that anyway. Coming up next on Live at 4, the month of October means more horror than ever as we take you behind the scenes of Halloween Ends.
And then coming up next hour at 5, digital technology has never been more popular, with the pandemic driving us to do and see things differently, including going to the Holy Land. We'll have that story coming up at 5.
It's our biggest sale of the year.
And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well, makeup artists, celebrities in Hollywood, and even people across the country just like you look and feel years younger in minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. That was me a couple of years ago when I first tried Plexiderm. So I have these forehead lines. They're really deep set. They're hereditary. I've had them for years. And a couple of years ago, I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Really, there are no other options. Plexiderm is the only thing that works. So after that video shoot, I was just walking home through Manhattan, smiling, thinking, wow, I look really cool. I look really young. And I think it just exuded this confidence. It was life-changing. It was the best decision I ever made. Still using it.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, I look 20 years younger than I did before. And that's so super important because my whole life is about health, fitness, feeling good, and looking good. And first chance I really got to look how I feel inside. Honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there. Like, the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. So if under eye bags and wrinkles make you look tired and older, take action with the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. Try it today for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
It's our biggest sale of the year.
And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
New at 5. Drastic differences in infant mortality rates based on race has led Wisconsin to take action. News 3 Now examines where funding can make a difference.
A bit of some unsettled weather is heading our way for this evening. We'll take a look at how we could see some changes coming into tonight at 5.
And ahead at 6, a Dane County officer-involved shooting has led to the death of one person. News 3 Now sits down with the family of the individual tonight at 6.
Our weather satellite ends up in Studio A. It's this whole set for the gubernatorial debate coming up tonight. It is 72 degrees.
Yes.
Nice setup.
Yeah, it looks really good. Ready to go.
There's our desk.
That's right. Things are all moved around tonight.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis wraps up her 40-plus years in the Halloween film franchise this weekend.
Rick Damigella talked with Curtis about what her Halloween role means to her.
I was certain that I saw him watching me.
No matter what happens in the climax of Halloween Ends, Jamie Lee Curtis is certain of the significance of her performance.
But this time, something feels different.
The miracle is that her legacy is now mine. And it is cemented. It is tattooed on me. I don't have tattoos, but Laurie Strode, Strode strong all day long would be a really good tattoo for me, because no matter what, Halloween actress dies. I'm dead, Halloween actress dies. Laurie Strode is Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is Laurie Strode. We are bound We are woven together at this point. She was a character back in 1978. Now she and I are one and the same, and I get her legacy.
Curtis is joined in the film by her 1978 Halloween co-star, Kyle Richards.
Jamie and I would be sitting on set at 3 o'clock in the morning, freezing, bundled up next to each other, and she'd say, can you believe that we're here all of these years later? Together, making these same movies, playing these characters.
The story and Curtis's character may even defy fans' expectations.
There's a moment where Laurie smiles. She smiles. Laurie Strode smiled in a movie. That tells you where we are emotionally. And then, of course, the ceiling comes crashing down on her a second later.
He killed my daughter, but tonight I will kill him. Come and get me.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
Is it really the last one?
I'm wondering that too, and can I see this one if I haven't seen a lot of the previous ones?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks good.
I haven't seen any of them.
No, I'm not a horror. No. That's not my genre, but I like Jamie Lee Curtis a lot.
We'll find out what Will Loper thinks of the movie Monday. And when we come back today, we'll preview tonight's gubernatorial debate.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association, we'll talk with the moderator of tonight's debate, Jill Geisler, when Live at 4 continues.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's Ultimate Sale is going on now. Get 10% off LG appliance packages of 3 or more pieces, plus guaranteed delivery within 5 days on all in-stock appliances at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4Imprint. Yes, I'd like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member. Oh yes, certainly. We got some brand new woohoo!
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow.
I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4Imprint, for certain.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth? Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's Power Swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The Power Swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there, and I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used Power Swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with Power Swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power Swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my Power Swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I use the Power Swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got to rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as Power Swabs.
Whiten your teeth today by ordering Power Swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Ashley's Ultimate Sale is going on now. Shop in store today and get ultimate discounts. Clearance items are up to 78% off. Plus, get a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. Don't miss these ultimate savings. Only at Ashley.
All
All right, traffic overall looks pretty good right now across most of the area. We did have some incidents earlier around noontime, but most of it's cleared up. So Beltway, everything looks good right now. No issues. If we zoom in, pretty much congestion looks pretty good for this time of day also. We go back out to the west toward Mount Horeb and look at that area. We're still looking good at that. Up to the north is where we had some issues with the interstate, a couple crashes up there. Earlier they had detours around the area, so they've had another incident further south, so something to keep in mind if you're heading up north. And then down to the Janesville area, otherwise everything looks good there too. So far, somewhat dry, but we do have some rain coming in, so just be advised through the evening commute that you might encounter some showers, so wet pavement will be something to keep in mind of, you guys.
All right, thank you, Greg. The Dolphins at the Indianapolis Zoo kept 9-year-old Joseph occupied while his dad hid behind stage.
Aww.
Then it was time for a happy reunion between Petty Officer First Class Joe Thomas of the U.S. Navy. Joseph hasn't seen his dad in 9 months. Thomas is stationed in San Diego. That's one happy boy.
Oh, I love these reunions. I could watch them all day long.
I know. Well, Governor Tony Evers will face his Republican challenger Tim Michels tonight in their first and only televised debate.
The debate, sponsored by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Foundation, will be held right here in the News 3 Now studios.
And earlier today, we talked to Jill Geisler, the moderator of tonight's debate. Jill, why are these debates so important?
You know, I think today more than ever, people live in their own news bubbles. You know, your viewers watch you. I'm sure everybody watches you. But other people have their own lanes. This may be the time that everybody comes together to hear journalists ask deeply researched questions.
Tell us about the journalists who are asking the questions tonight. What is the format for tonight's debate?
Well, you know, the WBA decided to bring journalists together from all across the state. And so what you're going to see are the interests of big cities, small towns, rural, urban. You're going to see diversity in gender, ethnicity, age, because all of these journalists bring their own reporting experience and then their own backgrounds and their own communities to the questions. And that helped us formulate questions that maybe if you live in Madison, you're not thinking of exactly going on, let's say, in La Crosse. And so that brings more voices to the table.
And what's your job tonight?
It's a tough job.
I'm the school marm. Okay. Basically, if everybody's doing their job, you know, doing what they're supposed to do, I have very little to do. I keep the candidates to time. One of the things that people have always told us that they hated about debates was people talking over each other, yelling at each other, being uncivil to each other. And so I enforce civility. But the candidates already know that beforehand. They've agreed to these rules. They have a time limit. And if they go over their time, I warn them, and as we say, your mic will cease to work. All right?
And if they don't directly answer the question, you do a little follow-up.
That was the other thing that we asked for and they agreed to, which is sometimes candidates would rather talk about something other than what you asked them. And those deflections don't help us, right? So I have the ability as the moderator to say, you know, candidate Susan, we asked you specifically about this, and we didn't get an exact answer. Could you now take 30 seconds to give us that exact answer?
Tonight, you're going to have a couple of people working on a data team. What are they going to be doing?
This is a first, okay? So when you try to share with people that you've really done research, sometimes your questions get really long. You know, it's like, according to this survey and this, you know, this research and this. So to shorten the questions, but to let people know if they want to read more about it, if we say, we cite a statistic or we say that something is a definite fact, the data team in real time will be posting more information about that, the resources we used, the information you could read. And we're very careful to follow the standards of the Society for Professional Journalists. We're not putting partisan screeds up there or something like that. I mean, this is the you can read more about it and you can trust the sources.
Do these debates change anybody's minds?
You know, hard for me to say because I haven't interviewed the general public afterwards. We live in a time right now where so many people have already made up their minds. But at the same time, they may be listening for a subject that comes up that could cause them to say, you know, that resonates with me. And that's why, you know, as journalists, we'd all like to maybe take 3 subjects and just dig deep into that. And that's one format. And this one is a lot. I mean, you will see as many questions as we can get in, and we still feel like we're not getting as many as we'd like to. And I'm not going to tell you what yet.
Well, we'll be watching 7 o'clock tonight.
Yes, sir.
Best of luck tonight, Jill. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right here on Channel 3 and on our website, channel3000.com.
Yeah, we'll be streaming it live as
and
well.
How many stations in all are carrying this? 70 stations and C-SPAN.
This is the one and only gubernatorial debate, so it's a big deal.
It's going to be fascinating.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Nothing beats a great night's sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. And right now, save $300 on Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses, starting at just $53 a month. The Tempur Breeze uses next-generation cooling technology, allowing you to sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. And you can rest easy when you take advantage of Steinhoffels' 60-month zero-interest financing. Isn't it time you got a great night's sleep? Relax, it's Steinhoffels.
Reducing prison populations is now sexy. Reducing prison populations is now sexy.
Sexy? Mandela Barnes' administration has released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists. That's not sexy. It's terrifying. And as a mother, I don't want Mandela Barnes anywhere near the Senate. From defunding our police to releasing predators, Mandela Barnes is a threat to Wisconsin families.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Life doesn't stop for diabetes. Be ready for every moment with Glucerna. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand that's scientifically designed to help manage your blood sugar. Live every moment. Glucerna.
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
3 months after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, doctors face a complex legal battlefield with life-saving care. News 3 Now explores those difficulties. Then we research how new funding will lower the high infant mortality rates for black babies, coming up at 5. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Foundation presents the 2022 Wisconsin gubernatorial debate. Incumbent Democratic Governor Tony Evers debates Republican challenger Tim Michels Friday at 7 p.m. on WISC-TV.
As you're heading out this evening, just watch for some showers, especially you go south and east of Dane County. There could be some light rain. Not seeing much in the way of snow, but you could see a few showers behind there. You see radar there. Not looking at too bad right now, but we could see a few overall. The futurecast kind of shows that through the evening. Final drive forecast tonight is going to be a chilly one for anywhere for football. Shower chance early, but back in the 30s by the time any of these games end. And then your temperature trend, we bottom out Monday, and then we start climbing back up by the weekend. And the 3 things really to know as we work out, it's going to be a cool pattern. Winds are going to be the story, especially Sunday and even Monday.
All right, great, thank you. Monday here on Live at 4, we'll head to the movies with our film critic, Will Loper.
We'll find out what Will thinks of Halloween Ends and the other new releases on screens big and small. That's coming up Monday on Live at 4.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo has a question for you. Have you ever bought furniture in a box and then had to put it together yourself? We know it's not fun. At McGann's, everything is professionally inspected and assembled before pickup or delivery. Goodbye headaches, and there's no extra charge for assembly. And remember, at McGann's, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Stop in soon and discover the difference. McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Save on your next appliance upgrade with 11% off everything right now at Menards. Upgrade your home with top appliance brands, including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. We have the largest appliance selection in stock and ready to take home today at the lowest prices. Upgrade to the perfect energy-efficient appliance for you and save big with 11% off all of them right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Why do dermatologists choose Dove?
The Dove Beauty Bar is gentle, not only cleans, hydrates my skin.
As a dermatologist, I want what's best for our skin.
With 1/4 moisturizing cream, Dove is the #1 bar dermatologists use at home. Your style is your superpower, yours to create and own. Your best style starts with Tresemme. Our most advanced formulas infused with salon-inspired ingredients like hyaluronic acid and Pro Style technology. Pro Smooth, Pro Shine, Pro Confidence.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes and I approve this message.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Well, the weather may be cooling down, but things are heating up in the News Hounds World Headquarters.
Here's Louie and Oliver with this week's edition of the News Hounds.
Here's the News Hounds, Louie and Oliver, with their World News Roundup.
This week on the News Hounds, it's corgis galore.
Tiger cubs get a medical checkup.
And 'tis the season.
But first, 13 giant panda cubs made their public debut at a breeding base in China's Sichuan province. The adorable baby pandas forming Arabic numerals 7 and 3 marks the 73rd anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. 15 giant panda cubs, including 4 pairs of twins, were born at the breeding base so far this year. According to the keepers, all of the newborns are healthy and strong, and they're so darn cute.
London Zoo's 3 new tiger cubs have been given a clean bill of health at their first checkup. Born on June 27th, the trio of Sumatran tigers are 2 males and 1 female. A zoo veterinarian gave each stripy youngster a thorough nose-to-tail examination, checking their eyes, teeth, and heart as Mom Geisha waited nearby. The cubs were also given their first vaccinations and microchipped to easily identify them as they grow. Their details will be recorded on the global breeding program for the species. Next, a contest will be held to name them.
Corgi owners and their furry companions gathered at the gates of Buckingham Palace in London to honor the memory of Queen Elizabeth II. For many people around the world, the dog breed is forever linked to the late monarch. She owned nearly 30 corgis throughout her life, and they enjoyed a life of privilege fit for a royal pet. The Queen's love for corgis began when her father, King George VI, brought home a Pembroke Welsh corgi they named Dookie. Over Elizabeth's 70 years on the throne, the corgis were by her side and reportedly slept in their own room at Buckingham Palace with daily sheet changes.
And finally, we couldn't end the hounds without one bobbing for pumpkin story. These beavers at the Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium in Tacoma, Washington, had the time of their lives. Walnut, nutmeg, and butternut, the beavers got into the Halloween spirit by bobbing for baby pumpkins in their enclosure. Turns out the pumpkins are not only fun to play with, they're darn tasty as well. Enjoy.
And that's this week's edition of the News Hounds Now Update.
Thank you, Louie and Oliver. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here on Monday. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.